Now, your Storm Track 5 forecast, certified most accurate in Kansas City, with meteorologist Ronelle Williams.
Before I talk about what's going on right now, I want to mention our highs that we saw today, especially for late October.
West of Alma right now on I-70. Things are moving along pretty quickly. We're going to go ahead and give you a look at what exactly is happening. A shelf cloud is literally right on top of us.
East, if you have any family or if you yourself will be traveling, it's pretty easy to see where there could be some possible delays stretching from the northeast into the northern plain.
We actually turned around. We were right behind that storm that dropped that quarter and golf ball sized hail across much of the area that we're driving
through.
Yeah,
can't shake those 40s just yet, but we're coming up on a nice warm-up for the day, and not only just the day, but really through the weekend as well. But you can see behind me, we're
still in the same spot where we see this trampoline powers out across this block. Can you kind of give us an idea of what happened?
There's an elevated fire danger due to a combination of all those conditions, so just be sure to keep that in mind. Conditions are definitely going to be favorable. That's where that window of opportunity starts for when those storms are expected to kind of start rolling into the metro.
You want to first check the batteries in your thermostat, and then after that you want to make sure the switches are on, not only on your furnace but also in your circuit breaker.
A little bit of everything is what we're going to see, especially in these last couple of days of the year. Starting off with our diagnostic imaging centers,
where you'll find hundreds of pumpkins, actually more than 700 of them, all hand carved, just like this one. It took more than 200 volunteers to get the job done, but just how long did it take?
We just had a weird shadow that walked by. I'm not sure if you saw that or not. I did. Either way, I might be a little crazy. I don't know.
We were actually up there not long ago taking a look at the sun through some advanced telescopes, and it was incredible. So I can only imagine what the night sky is going to look like once the sun goes down. Yeah, and that danger, it's going to be sticking around with us through the rest of the afternoon. We actually have a fire weather warning, red flag warning that just went into effect. That's going to stick around until 6 p.m., mainly due to our winds picking up. They weren't too bad earlier this morning. Right now, they're between about 10 and 20 miles per hour actually in the area of this red flag warning, so you definitely don't want to do any outdoor burning today. Take care of those cigarette butts appropriately. 50s right now. This is what we're going to be dealing with for the next few hours, getting up to about 54 degrees. Not really feeling all that bad, fairly close to normal. Our normal high around 49, 50 degrees for Kansas City. Notice the humidity though, 32%. We're going to be around 30%, maybe even below that in spots. Another reason why you don't want to do any outdoor burning. That danger continuing, especially Saturday when we see even stronger winds. We do have a chance for rain, but we'll have to wait a few days, and temperatures are going to be swinging once again. We've got 60s, 70s, and 50s all in the same forecast. That's coming up in a little bit. Carolyn?
All right.
Well, Amy, for the ones that don't like the warm air and the clear skies, your time is coming. Don't worry. We're going to see temperatures cool down eventually. But as far as right now, everybody else can go ahead, sit back, breathe a sigh of relief, and really just enjoy the conditions that we've been seeing. Our skies just as clear as how we left them earlier this morning. Diagnostic Imaging Center's tower cam giving us a beautiful look over Kansas City. Quick check of our winds. Notice the direction, mainly out of the south where that warmer air is being supplied from, and that's going to mean another warm day for our Sunday. More on that coming up in your Storm Track 5 forecast. Amy? The fans, the ACs, I don't think we'll need them like we needed them yesterday. Maybe a few people that are a little bit more sensitive to that heat, but they're
like
definitely... Yeah, like me. My fan is still going to be going. Everybody else is
full blast,
hanging out in the sunshine, having a good time. But I know a lot of you guys have to work today, but it is really going to be one of those days where you are going to want to squeeze in some outside time if you can. Looking outside now, starting off with a clear sky this morning. It's going to stay that way. Diagnostic Imaging Center's tower cam showing Kansas City all lit up, looking beautiful as always. Temperature-wise, currently 60s, just a couple of 70s like Richmond. They're at 71 degrees, 66 now in Kansas City, 68 in Overland Park, as well as Lee's Summit, upper to middle 60s around the metro, near 70 degrees down in Paola. Garnett, a little bit cooler than everybody else. They're at 59 degrees right now. And then fast forwarding into the afternoon, upper 70s, lower 80s, even across our north zone where we first started seeing those 90s pop up yesterday. 79 degrees in Bethany, 80 in Cameron and St. Joseph, as well as here in Kansas City. Over to the west, even Topeka, a little bit cooler. 82, 81 in Lawrence, 80 degrees down towards Butler, Lacine, Paola at 81, 79 in Harrisonville. So either way, from our north zone all the way down to our south zone, feeling and looking very nice today. Quick look at satellite and radar, of course. nothing going on other than a few clouds a little bit further out to our west, some light showers making their way through central portions of Kansas. And then the bigger picture, high pressure, really just setting up shop up to our north, bringing in that easterly and northeast flow, which has brought in that drier air, so the air not feeling as heavy. And it's also going to continue to bring in that cooler air that's really going to allow us to hit a high of 80 degrees today. For the past few days, before the lunch hour, we've been well into the 80s. That's not going to happen today. 77 degrees at noon, 80 degrees by about 4 p.m., 60s through the morning, 73 degrees at first pitch later on this evening. So those perfect conditions really carrying over into our Tuesday evening. 62 degrees, clear and cool at 10 o'clock. Hopefully the Royals can pull out a win tonight because it's going to feel very nice later on this evening. Forecast track, no problems through your Tuesday. Here we are at 9 o'clock. Even though portions of Kansas dealing with a lot of cloud cover, some showers, some thunder, we're still going to remain quiet over in our neck of the woods. Maybe just a few passing clouds early Wednesday morning, possibly into the afternoon, but still looking at plenty of sunshine into the middle of the work week. Tuesday through Thursday, still looking at those lower 80s for highs, feeling nice compared to what we were dealing with yesterday with those 90s. And then by Friday, that's when we'll notice things start to warm up a little bit more as highs reach the middle 80s. And it looks like that high heat that we dealt with yesterday returning by the weekend. So these next few days, enjoy them while they're here. Sunshine, lower 80s. I don't think you can get any more perfect than that. Maybe if one of those days hits 79, 78, but either way, you get the idea. 85 degrees to kick off the weekend. Only a 10% chance of a shower. Not really all that great, and actually that's our only chance over the next 7 days. That's how it's looking so far. But you can see that heat returning by Saturday and Sunday, 90 degrees for highs, and some of that heat continuing into next Monday as well. I'll say it one more time. Go ahead and enjoy these days while you can. It's going to feel nice. Let's. You also caught me right at the end of a yawn. I know you saw that. Might as well acknowledge it.
You've been so tight. You've been here constantly, it seems, this week, tracking all this rain we've been getting. So forgive him for the yawn. He's been working really hard for you guys.
Yeah, and as far as that rain, still a little bit of round here and there, especially around the metro. We just had some drizzle kind of roll through, believe it or not, but not long ago. Our Diagnostic Imaging Center's tower cam really having a hard time kind of focusing in on Kansas City. A lot of that mist and drizzle has moved out, though, to the east of Kansas City currently. Still, cloudy skies is what we're seeing across the area due to this storm system that's still really taking its time moving out of the region. It's going to continue to lift to the north and east out of northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri. As it does, though, that's why we could still see some of these sprinkles and some of these light showers develop across the area as it moves out. But either way, even though that wet weather is kind of lingering and sticking around, it doesn't want to leave just yet. We are going to see things improve despite these light showers kind of hanging around the area. So live power Doppler radar can kind of give us an idea of exactly what's going on. Zooming in a little bit more, some sprinkles, some light showers anywhere from Plattsburgh, moving into the edge of Livingston County, up towards Gallatin as well. Either way, our north zone just seeing some very light rain. There are those sprinkles and mist that moved across Kansas City, now to the east of the metro. Butler, you guys had some drizzle that moved through not long ago. Garden City seeing a little bit of rain in our south zone, but this is what we can expect through the rest of the morning. It's not the best chance in the world. Anything that moves into your area is going to be very light. Temperature-wise right now, 60s and 50s, still very cool due to the fact that it's still pretty wet out there and very cloudy across the area. And due to that we're seeing right now, those conditions, only upper 60s for highs today in Kansas City, really across much of the area. Some spots may be lucky enough to hit the lower 70s, especially to our extreme east for areas like Sedalia and Marshall. But as far as drying out, that's exactly what's going to happen through the afternoon and towards the late afternoon and into the early evening. Just before the sun goes down, we should be able to see at least a little bit of sunshine as that cloud cover starts to break up a little bit more. And I'll show you how that's going to take place through forecast track. Notice that rain not really sticking around once we hit the afternoon hours. If anything, maybe along the Missouri-Iowa line. But other than that, those clouds really breaking up towards the late afternoon and early evening. Here we are at 6 o'clock. Cloud cover not looking as extensive. Partly cloudy skies tonight, and they'll continue to clear from there because I am expecting mostly sunny skies for your Sunday. That's how they're going to stay from the morning midday, and especially into the evening. We're going to be looking at mostly clear skies to close out the weekend. Enjoy the break while it lasts, because here's what we have on the way. Another likelihood of some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms moving in early Monday morning and really kind of continuing into the midday and especially into the afternoon. So that next chance for showers and storms really lasting through much of your Monday. And temperatures are still going to be below normal as well. Even though they are going to be on the mild side, we can do a lot better than this, and we will. We just have to wait a few days. Upper 60s and lower 70s continuing all the way until Wednesday. Only a slight chance for a shower on Tuesday after our likelihood on Monday. And then notice what happens after that. Much more sunshine, and there's that warmer air by Thursday and Friday. Natalie? Yeah, Chris, I'm on Highway H right now, close to Highway Double J, and you can see that the road, Highway H, covered with water right now. The original report that came in was from the Clay County Sheriff's Office of about 6 inches of water covering the ground here on Highway H. But I can only walk so far, and one of the main reasons that you do not want to drive through flooded roadways is because I'm still able to see the yellow lines showing the center of the road, but I'm only able to go so far before those lines kind of disappear, so you never know exactly how deep flooded roadways are, and that could definitely cause some problems if you try to just push through it. Hey guys, I'm at our park right now, and playground equipment like what's sitting behind me has been out in the sun all day long. So when your kids want to go down the slide or swing on the swings, just how hot is that equipment? I've been scanning a lot of surfaces with my temperature gun, and you'll be surprised to see just how hot some of these things really are. As we deal with this dangerous heat, Ryan Allenbrand of Children's Mercy is concerned about the little ones and wants to warn parents about just how hot that equipment can get. On a day like today, he suggests hitting the parks early in the morning, late in the afternoon, or even avoiding them altogether due to the hot equipment.
Kids have been burned on playgrounds with some of the temperatures exceeding 150, 160 degrees.
Even though many area parks have plastic surfaces, Allenbrand says they can be just as dangerous as metal ones. He suggests that your child wear closed-toe shoes and parents check surfaces with the back of their hand. We followed Allenbrand around as he checked temperature readings here at Sheila Kemper Dietrich Park. His readings were as high as 130 and 140 degrees. Now imagine your child's skin touching that surface. He says children are more susceptible to burns once temperatures reach 120 degrees. But it's not just the equipment that can burn your child, but the ground they're standing on as well. You might think a rubber surface is safer, but this one can get up to 140 degrees, which is also 15 degrees warmer than the surrounding concrete. Lewis Cummings of the Parks and Recreation Department says even though the rubber is hotter than the concrete, it's still softer if kids take a tumble.
As far as having safe playgrounds, this is one of the surfaces that we choose to use.
Cummings says the Parks Department has been removing metal from area parks for the past 10 years. And even though the plastic is just as dangerous when hot, it's still the better choice.
We hope that a lot of people pay a lot of attention to the surfaces and use common sense.
Now, Allenbrand also says on days like this, it wouldn't be a bad idea to hit the pool, visit a library, or really just go anywhere where you can stay out of the heat. Live in Roland Park, Ronelle Williams, KCTV 5 News. Chris, it's beautiful. Everybody is smiling. Just a great time here. But I got to tell you, Interceptor, Storm Track 5 Interceptor has really been one of the vendors here because we've been getting somebody at least every couple of seconds that just wants to stop by and check out our new weather vehicle. But, of course, the main show is everything that's here at Santa Caligon Day. So we're just going to take you on a quick swing around, and you can kind of see that there's just so many vendors here, anything from food, arts and crafts, all the way down to music. So many people. Such a good time. And now we're going to walk towards actually some of the music that's going on right now. These are the Gum Springs Serenaders, and it's 3 of them. They have 3 instruments, the bones, the fiddle, and the banjo. And I'm just going to get a little bit closer so you can kind of get a quick example of what they're playing. But again, you know, just a great time, and just to emphasize on the weather, blue skies, very few clouds out here. I'm just going to ask one person. Ma'am, can I ask if you're having a good time?
Yes, absolutely. It's a great.
Okay. All right. I want you to times that times everybody here, and that's just more of a reason to go ahead and stop by. This is going on tonight until 11 p.m. and, of course, up until Labor Day. So be sure to stop by if you have some time. Back over to you, Chris.